Well, hey, good morning and greetings from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland. It is Saturday, and it is time once again for our regularly scheduled live update. I'm with it today too. I'm actually a little shocked. We've had some sunshine the past day and a little bit yesterday, although it snowed too. But some outside the door this morning here in the Midland, Michigan area, so we can all be very happy about that. A little chilly though, but come on, it's winter time in Michigan. Granted, it's February, and so far so good. It's been we need some winter time. Good morning, Chuck, and good morning, Kristen. How are you guys today? Thank you very much for being here. I'm going to try to keep up with all of the comments again. And Brian says good morning, and good morning to you as well. I'm going to get right to it. We got lots of cool stuff going on this weekend here at the Wasteland. If you missed the post the other day, but you can be reminded, we mentioned it yesterday, we've got a big sale going on today. We'll take a look in the Dollar Den here in a little bit, but it's a 33 1/3 sale weekend here at the Wasteland, meaning that all Dollar Den records are 3 for $1. We're trying to clear out some space back there so we can put a bunch of new stuff in there. We're also, because tomorrow night, Sunday night, is the Oscars. Trying to think if I've seen any Oscar-nominated movies. Nope, I have not. I got to get on that. But because the Oscars are tomorrow on Sunday, we're going to have a soundtrack sale today too, and making room in that. So half off all of soundtracks. And if you missed it, I'll have to grab one in a bit here, but we do have a new set of mystery bags out, and the Yoda one seems like it's going to be kind of popular. So we'll see what goes there. Okay. Just to get us started, there was a few new releases yesterday. We didn't get everything, or still waiting on a few things, but we did get some cool stuff. Before I get to that, though, if you hadn't seen it yet, we posted a link up yesterday. There was a fire in California at a manufacturing plant that makes the lacquers, which are a very essential component in the production of vinyl records. And as it turns out, this plant was only one of two in the entire world, and it was destroyed by fire. And the other plant that does that, I believe, is in Japan. And the story that we'd read, it was on Pitchfork and a couple of other places, said that the plant in Japan was already struggling to keep up with that. So because this just happened, it's a great big question mark, but all signs are pointing to a bit of a troubling time ahead for new vinyl production. So hopefully they'll be able to pull together and get something done on this, because... And I'm just kind of surmising here, wondering how many of the Record Store Day planned releases for April were set yet to be pressed. So this could have some ramifications down the line. We'll just have to keep an eye on it and hope for the best that this devastating fire does not have too big of a rippling effect all the way down to you and I here as vinyl lovers. So we'll see what happens. But what we've got now, new releases to talk about. A couple of them from yesterday. LaRue, new one called Supervision. I had to look this up, very unfamiliar. I just thought the cover looked kind of cool. As it turns out, this is a... Discogs labels it as electronic pop, synth pop, and disco. LaRue is a British electro pop act, and they've been around for a little bit, but primarily internet-based stars and SoundCloud, YouTube, and the like. But this has been pressed to clear vinyl if you wish to give that a try. Also, on the semi-unofficial bit yesterday, we've got a couple of these in. AC/DC, Legendary Songs from the Early Days. Kind of a unique album in the fact that it mixes both Bon Scott cuts as well as Brian Johnson cuts. A lot of these are live. I'll have to go back and take a look, but Round and Round with Bon Scott, Rocker, Highway to Hell, Whole Lot of Rosie, Let There Be Rock. Most of these are live. And then we cut into the Brian Johnson stuff, Hell's Bells and Back in Black. And for those about to rock. So some cool stuff for you AC/DC fans. On the hard rock side as well, we have got a new reissue from The Coop. This is The Last Temptation concept album from Alice Cooper, originally done in 1994. This has been pressed on HQ vinyl from out of Epic and Friday Music and Sony. They do a good job. And I believe this is on blue vinyl, so we got some new stuff from the Coop. Also new, and I think this is on colored vinyl as well. This is kind of a unique album. It's the Doobie Brothers and Southbound. And it's Doobie Brothers hits, but sung with a wide array of current and popular country artists. So you got Blackwater with the Zac Brown Band. Listen to the music with Blake Shelton. What a Fool Believes with Sarah Evans on here. This is an interesting one. Long Train Runnin' with Toby Keith and Huey Lewis on the harmonica. China Grove's on here, Taking It to the Streets. Jesus Is Just All Right with Casey James. So basically it's all of the Doobie hits with a lot of country artists, so it's a countrified bit of Doobie Brothers if you are into that. A new-ish from a couple of weeks ago, Music on Vinyl, fantastic sounding label, by the way. Suicidal Tendencies, still psycho after all these years. Limited edition, 1,500 copies of this on flaming vinyl. Not sure exactly what that looks like, but this is a greatest hits compilation from the Suicidal Tendencies, a harder edge punk slash, we'll call them punk in that case there too, but it's got a couple of the ones that you really could never play on air before, but also institutionalized. All I wanted was a Pepsi, but they wouldn't give it to me. Just one Pepsi, but they wouldn't give it to me. This one is cool. The Smithereens, this is about a week or two old as well. Covers, a new release from the Smithereens, and it's an album full of cover songs that influenced them. We've seen this before. Rush did one of these a long time ago as well. But there is some really, really cool stuff on here. Smithereens covering The Game of Love, Downbound Train, personal favorite, Time Won't Let Me, originally done by the Outsiders on that. The Seeker, a Who tune. The Slider from T-Rex on here. World Keeps Going Around. One After 909. Some Beatles stuff. Well All Right, live from Santana. Woolly Bully, Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs on here. And Iggy Pop's Lust for Life. What's even better about that Smithereens, yes, there has been a test copy opened up here in the store. You knew that was coming. It is on this really pretty translucent red vinyl. So that is a cool looking record and a great sounding record. Lots of cool stuff from the Smithereens as well. Speaking of cover tunes, this is also, I've not opened this up because we only got one copy. Looking for a couple more. This is Scott Bradley's Postmodern Jukebox. If you're unfamiliar with this group, well, and I use the term group very loosely because it's a kind of a consortium of artists that come together with Scott Bradley to produce best described as jazzified versions of a wide variety of music. And when I say jazzified, I have to use that kind of carefully because you don't want to pigeonhole it into a jazz genre because some of it's big bandy sounding, some of it has an island sound. They kind of adjust that based upon the singer, but Bradley works with some phenomenal vocalists. And the covers on this double album include some really, really cool stuff. Toxic, so again, we're looking at different kind of music. Black Hole Sun with Haley Reinhart. Excellent version of What a Cool Song, but not quite what you're thinking of in there. All About the Bass, All About That Bass. Thriller with... okay, this has the copy of Thriller sung by Wayne Brady. Yes, that Wayne Brady. Whose Line Is It Anyways? And Chappelle's Show. Bop is on here. Nothing Else Matters. Dream On with Morgan James. Heroes is on here as well as Crazy Train, The Final Countdown. So it is a lot of cool music from Scott Bradley's Postmodern Jukebox. If you've not heard of them, I do encourage you to check that out online. It's some phenomenal stuff. A couple of notable restocks, and man, I'm a little behind. We got to get going here. 50th anniversary reissue with a peelable cover of the Velvet Underground and Nico. We did get a new copy. This is a reissue copy of Rush, All the World's a Stage double LP. Great early stuff from Rush. And a couple of Michigan-related ones as well. Mr. Lewis and the Funeral Five. Somebody came in asking about this, so I did a little research and looked it up. This is an album called Before the World Beat You Down. These guys are based out of Austin, Texas, but it features a couple of Midland natives on here as well. Greg Lewis and James Sheeran. These guys are originally from Midland, although they did move to Austin for their band, back in the 90s, but we can still kind of claim them as hometowners, I believe, as well. Great indie rock, indie pop stuff on here as well. And then another one I found, this is from the Arkells. It's an album called Michigan Left. These guys are also indie pop, indie rock, really kind of neat folksy stuff. They are from Hamilton, Ontario, and obviously they've visited our great state and learned about how to make a left turn. So we will go from there. Okay, there was a bunch of other cool stuff in the vintage vinyl. Check that video out from yesterday and go back. Just a couple of notables to really put out there as well. We're looking at, I got a couple here. I started watching, Kim and I at home, we've clicked by one of the digital subs, I believe is on ABC's, is now running a country channel essentially, but they're running old episodes of Hee Haw in the evenings. And you know what? I'm not a huge country music fan, but there's something about Hee Haw that I will always kind of dig from my childhood. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Grandpa Jones singing his greatest hits, and this one's a fun one as well. Not so much singing, but junior samples and an album called Moonshining. And I've looked this up. I don't believe that there is any music, so to speak, on here, but it's labeled as a comedy record. So get your Hee Haw on as well. Also in that batch, a lot of jazz went in. Smooth jazz. Herbie Mann makes that sexy again. Okay, onward to the sales that we're having today. As I mentioned, a few different things going on. In the soundtrack section, all of the soundtracks are half off today, including the new ones. There's a few new ones left in there. So go dig through. You know what? We're going to give this a shot. We're going to go mobile if we can here and head over to the soundtrack section. Those of you unfamiliar with the store, it is over here, not too far back from where we are. So all of the soundtracks that you see in here are going to be half off today. Lots of cool stuff, including some James Bond ones in there. Fanny Hill, look at Flamingo Kid. So lots of cool stuff. If you dig through here, the soundtracks as they begin with are usually very, very affordably priced. So come on in and check that out. Mike posts theme songs. You need this in your life. I don't know how or why, but you do. Somebody needs that. Mad Max. No, I'm sorry. That's Beyond the Thunderdome. Never mind. That one is on sale. Plus some new soundtracks. These are all half off as well, including The Wedding Singer, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Both Academy Award winners, if I'm not mistaken, as is Napoleon Dynamite. That's a fact, Jack. We're having a sale. I'll stop on there, too. Okay, and for those of you who've not visited before or would like to see again, the Dollar Den, all of our classical music is now cataloged there. But the Dollar Den, we've got a ton of stuff for sale in here. This is the 33 1/3 sale. So all of these are 3 for $1 today. We do have that big selection of classical music. Pretty much uncategorized there, but an entire section of country music, alphabetized for your digging pleasure. Some gospel, kids music, and various, and then the pop section as well. So again, this goes on today and tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. Loggins and Messina in there. All of these are 3 for $1 because you need Wayne Newton in your life. So stop by and check us out. Okay. I think that is about time. I'm going to put the open sign out and get us going for the day. Don't forget that we also do have the new set of mystery bags out. I believe the Yoda one was, there was some folks saying, hey, that one looks really, really cool. Pat, good morning. Jeff says hi. Hi, Jeff and Pat. So get yourself down. Oh, the mystery bags. I almost forgot to mention this. There is a sealed goodie in the mystery bags. It is a limited edition on red vinyl something, new vinyl sealed, and it is from one of the most important artists of our time. If you get it, you'll just have to let us know so we can tell everybody that, sorry, but that one's gone. So there is a set of mystery bags out. Stop by and grab one of those as well. Do believe that we are up on time. I'm going to start spinning some stuff. I think we'll start with the Smithereens today, actually. We are at 716 George Street, just north of downtown Midland. Stop by and see us. We're open from now. Well, yep, now it's 10 a.m. From now until 6 p.m. tonight. Open tomorrow, Sunday, from 12 noon until 5 p.m. Closed again on Monday and Tuesday for our weekend. Back at it next week. But don't forget again, today and tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, 33 1/3 sale in the Dollar Room. All Dollar Room records are 3 for $1. Half off all soundtracks, including the new ones. And get those mystery bags, hand-drawn by Katie, while you can. 10 records for $1. Okay, I'm done talking. You guys have a great weekend, and we will talk to you next time from the Wasteland. Thanks a lot.